So, nope. If you are watching this, the first thing I am assuming is that you've already watched Captain America Brave New World. I do not care. I am talking about spoilers. At the time of this recording, it just came out today. I watched it today, but when this comes out, it should be either the same day, Valentine's Day, February 14th, or the next day. Actually, I'm gonna drop it tomorrow, just so y'all have a little bit of time. Actually, I might be lying. Doesn't matter. But if you ain't watched the fucking movie, hey, look, it's an easy way to go watch it. And that way is as easy as music unrelated.
Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. 15 men on a dead man's chest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. Rick and the devil have done with the rest. Yo ho ho and a bottle of rum. The maid thinks quite.
Okay, anyway, back to it. Now, first thing I want to say about my thoughts on this movie. I don't rate movies on a scale of 1 to 10 because that's fucking stupid and people have a warped perception when it comes to numbers. I usually rate it on a scale of 1 to 3. 1/0. 0 is just for an insult for comedy. But if a movie is a 1, you don't ever have to watch this shit. I'm not gonna lie. Even if somebody got this on in the background, you're okay. Excuse me. You're okay to put on some headphones and watch some YouTube or something else. Right? That's a 1-star movie. 2-star movie is if it's on TV or if you get free tickets, go ahead. But I wouldn't spend my own money. I wouldn't pay top dollar to watch this. 3-star, it's oh yeah, I'm paying top dollar to watch this. Everybody move out the way. Everybody, when I'm going to the theater, if they ain't got no more tickets available, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and I'm gonna wait till the first nigga I see. I'm gonna be like, yo, what movie you watching? What movie you watching? Oh, you watching that? Bitch ass nigga. And I'm gonna steal their ticket and I'm gonna walk in and I'm gonna sit right in their seat. They kids sitting in the seat like, yo, where's our dad at? I'm gonna be like, that answer don't matter for right now. Till this movie over. Till these motherfucking post-credit scene come on. It don't matter where that nigga's location is, as long as it ain't here. And if it do come here, hey, that nigga better sit on my lap or something, cause I ain't giving up this seat. And if that nigga sit on my lap, I got a problem solved in my pocket. It's called a phone. I'm using it to dial his mother and tell her about his reprehensible behavior. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Point is, on a scale of 1 to 3, this movie lands on a 2 for me. I would say that this movie, for me, was everything that I was looking for out of the movie. I liked the movie. My personal, in terms of how much I enjoyed the movie, I would say like a 3 in terms of my enjoyment of the movie. But in terms of how much do I think the average Marvel fan would enjoy it, I would say it's a 2-star. Maybe wait till a weekend where you could get tickets cheap on matinee if like you're a frequent moviegoer or whatnot. The movie, cause like a lot of the plot points and stuff like that in the movie were just typical Marvel movie plot points. I think they executed it well enough here, but they didn't do anything fantastical or phenomenal. But that being said, now that I got my thoughts about the movie out the way, and assuming you're probably coming home, you're probably riding home on the metro or something like that. That's what they call it outside of New York, the metro instead of the train like normal Americans. But you're probably riding home on the metro. You sitting there. Person like you next to you smells like shit. You're now understanding why you're in this train car by yourself. Cause somebody smelled like shit. And that somebody was you, because if you paid attention to the beginning of the statement, I said you were in the car by yourself. Wash your underarms, bitch ass nigga, as soon as you get home. Matter of fact, get off that bus, go to the nearest bathroom, take some paper towels, put some of that bathroom soap on it, hope ain't nobody spit on it, use that, rub that to your underarms, go to the nearest CVS, look at the shelf full of locked up deodorant, then get back on the bus and go home. Wash your underarms, bitch ass nigga. Watching this with the plot fresh in your mind. And they have their biggest what the fuck questions about the movie. Let's read them. Where was Banner this whole time? It took 17 years, but Marvel fans gave us a sequel to The Incredible Hulk and a Captain America Brave New World. I disagree with that. Because number one, Banner's not in the movie. They mention him and they talk about him because, of course, Red Hulk is related. So, if you're looking to this movie as a sequel to The Incredible Hulk, you're going to be very disappointed because it's a Captain America movie. I don't know why the fuck you came to a Captain America movie looking for a sequel to a Hulk movie. That 1 + 1 = 2 and none of that shit made sense, all right? Like that whole idea right there just didn't make any fucking sense. This movie picked up a lot of the loose ends from Hulk's first and so far only solo MCU adventure. That's true. Because yeah, I agree with that statement. If you like me and you're actually one of the few freakish weirdos that like the original 2008 Hulk movie, this does talk about that movie and even includes some scenes from that movie and some explanations and of some shit that happened in that movie that was never explained, like they said. We finally learned what became of Tim Blake's Nelson Samuel Stearns after his gamma exposure. Harrison Ford's Thaddeus Ross is finally paying the piper for all his crimes. It's even the first time since The Incredible Hulk TV, The Incredible Hulk, that Liv Tyler has reprised the role of Betty Roos. In all of that, there's only one fundamental ingredient missing. Where's the Hulk himself? Why do you give a fuck? This is not his movie. This is Captain America's movie and Red Hulk's movie. Like, a lot of the stuff in the MCU is retellings and reimaginings of stories. So, like, I've let go of the idea of expecting this shit to be one-to-one with the comics because it's a reimagining. And even for people who read comics, you're often used to reading reimaginings, which, for those of you who don't understand what a reimagining is, they basically take the core plot points or the core ideas of the plot of a story and they put their own spin to it. Okay? That's what they did with this movie. So if you know the comic book origin of the Red Hulk, that's cool and all, but sit your little nerdy ass in the back and just watch the explosions. That's what the MCU is for, and that's what I've accepted a long time ago. Because, like, even now, I think a lot of the MCU films, before the whole Endgame stuff, a lot of people will ask me, yo, what MCU films do you think are good? And I'll be like, nigga, damn near none of them. So, in my opinion, a lot of the MCU's movies, like, even before the Endgame shit, are fucking ass, but people love them because they're action movies. It's explosions all over the place. It's a summer blockbuster, bunch of summer blockbusters, yada yada yada. So, like, that's just like how I felt about it. But, like, in terms of movies that I actually liked, even when I accepted that, the Hulk was one of them, and, like, that didn't follow the comics, like, at all. A lot of these stuff, like I said, is reimaginings. They take the story, they take some of the core elements, they put their own spin to it. Like, even in the movie, one thing that did upset me is I wanted to see how they would do the leader with the CG and him having a big head. And instead of them making him, like, just green with a large dome, they gave him this fucked up body horror type version of himself. Which, I get the idea of the leader was originally supposed to be a body horror thing. That's why he has the elongated head. But, like, since that time period, elongated head is not really scary to people, or like the cultural modern zeitgeist, whatever the fuck term I'm looking for. So I understand why they did it, but it doesn't mean I gotta like it. I could be doing something crazy to the point to where you need to physically restrain me. And then after that, I could be like, you know what? I respect that. I was infected by mind control robots or something like that, so you had to put my arms behind my back and put me in handcuffs. That don't mean I like the fact that you put me in handcuffs, you know? Why did Mark Ruffalo's Bruce Banner have no part to play in a story that builds so directly on the foundation of the Incredible Hulk? That's fair. This part, now, where is the Hulk himself? I feel like that isn't fair, but at least getting Mark Ruffalo I don't know how long I was lagging out for. Hopefully not that long. Hopefully I wasn't lagging out for that long. Either way, let's get back to the grind, get back to talking. Surely Banner of all people would have a response to the revelation of his Ahab? What the fuck does that mean? They just be using words ain't nobody using day-to-day life. Ahab was the son and successor of King blah blah and the husband of Jezebel, according to the Hebrew Bible. Ahab was one son. What the fuck? Criticized for causing moral decline in Israel. Oh, okay. So I get it. Basically, he was the leader of everything and he fucked it up. Okay, I get it. Leader of everything. Okay. That his old Ahab-like nemesis has suddenly become president of the United States. Surely Banner would be keen to know that his old friend Mr. Blue is now a gamma-irradiated super genius. He knew that in the first movie. Plotting the downfall of multiple governments. Even if, what the fuck was he gonna do about it? This nigga's still struggling to beat a Hulk. Surely Banner would want to lend a hand when the news starts broadcasting footage of Crimson Hulk smashing up the White House. A, no he wouldn't. B, was he nearby? Like, they're saying it like the nigga is just sitting there 24/7 watching the news, and once he sees that there's a Hulk on the rampage, on the loose on the news, that this nigga just instantly teleports into like this fucking pod that they just drop on the scene, and he pops out and goes, "I'm the Incredible Hulk! Let's smash!" And then he goes to smashing on Red Hulk. Like, no, that's not what the character is. Like, I get it, y'all wanted a Hulk cameo, but y'all not making sense right now. It's not as if Brave New World would have had to work hard to justify Banner's inclusion. No, because it's a movie that has to deal with the Hulk. Like, the fuck? I think the way that they built up to the Red Hulk, I can understand people being mad because the advertising made it seem like he would be more prominent in the movie, but the way they built up to him, I don't want to say it was like masterful cinematography or amazing writing or nothing like that, but the way they did it, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the build up, the anticipation. Like, if I didn't already know that he was gonna be in this movie for 2 minutes, and I wasn't like one of those people that's sitting over there searching up video after video after video of Marvel stuff, and I just seen what was happening and I just seen what was going on, I would be enjoying it. I enjoyed the way that they revealed the Red Hulk, so I'm not mad at it. I am definitely not mad at it. 2021 Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings established that Banner didn't finish that movie because when I was watching it wasn't fully in English. Alongside Brie Larson's Captain Marvel is keeping a watchful eye on the world now that the Avengers have disbanded. We know from the She-Hulk series that he's still keeping plenty busy with his research on raising his son Scar. Didn't finish that series. So why was Banner totally MIA during this latest Hulk-related crisis? I wouldn't be surprised if he pop up out the cut a little bit later, but off rip, nah. No doubt Marvel will have an explanation for Banner's absence, revealing that he was off-road with Scar or some shit. But, nah, it's not. That doesn't change the fact that there's a Banner-shaped hole in No, it isn't. No, it isn't. They're heavy on this. You know what I think it is? Whoever wrote this article, I think they're such a big fan of the Hulk. The fact that they saw the Red Hulk in this movie, they for some odd reason said, surely in a movie about Captain America and the Red Hulk, they're gonna insert the Hulk in this movie. When it's like, no, what gave you that notion? What made you think that? Like, I could understand, like I said, you being mad that the Red Hulk wasn't hulked out for like a good portion of the movie, or even at all. But it's like, dog, he hulked out in a climax fight. Like, what the fuck else do you want, bro? Like, this is what people be talking about when they say, like, one of the hardest parts of being a creative is having everybody swear to God that they know how to do your job better than you. It's like, bro, like, what the fuck do you want from me? I can't read everybody's minds. You just complaining just to complain, little nigga. Brave New World is a movie about Sam Wilson accepting the idea that the world needs Avengers again. Again, they always did. Yet it can't muster up more than a quick cameo from Sebastian Stan's Bucky. Muster up. Let me tell you why that sentence hurts my head. If he had a hard time accepting the fact that the world needs the Avengers again, and he didn't want to throughout the entire movie until the very end, then why in the fuck would he contact the Avengers if he didn't want the Avengers to come back. Like that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense, big dog. Not gonna lie, that doesn't make any sense. Like I said, this sounds like a bunch of cult from I like Bruce Banner. The Hulk is my favorite superhero. Why wasn't he in this movie? Like that's what a lot of this is sounding like, bro. Quick cameo from Bucky. Surely there would have been room to include Banner in some capacity. Again, Brave New World marks the return of Tim Blake's Nelson Samuel Stearns, a character that has radically transformed since we last saw him, blah, 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 blah. That's the idea anyway. In practice, we're not convinced Brave New World does such a great job showcasing Stearns' tactical brilliance. I would disagree with that because there's multiple times throughout the movie where he GG's. Like, there's multiple times throughout the movie where he GG's the fuck out of people in situations. Like, for example, when right before bro shot through the coat, when he said there would be a 77% chance of you doing this, and then he shot through the coat. Like, every twist and turn, this nigga knew how to prevent stuff to happen. Cause like, what was I don't remember his name, or if they said his name, but remember when Sam Wilson went to the military base and he said, hey, have somebody test these pills, and he had somebody test them, and he called the dude and was like, yo, where the fuck did you get these? These shits got gamma radiation all over them. And he was like, oh yeah, now I gotta call the president, and the leader popped out the cut like, nah, I can't let you do that, gang. Like, stuff like that, if he wasn't tactically brilliant, he wouldn't have thought, hey bro, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on this nigga, and I'm gonna have to wait till whoever the link is until they know to kill him. Cause like, think about it, if he wasn't a tactical genius, he wouldn't have popped up out the cut in the first place. That's number one. Number two, if he wasn't the tactical genius, he wouldn't have told bro before he killed him. He wouldn't have been like, hey big dog, I hate that it come to this. Just know, like, bro, I don't like killing niggas, but I can't let you live at the same time. So the only option is to kill you. But just to give you some solace, I'm just doing this because I feel like I gotta do it. I'm not doing this because I want to do it. Then he off big bro. A tactical genius wouldn't have told the nigga that if he wasn't already considering and okay with the fact that there's a good chance that he's gonna have to put this nigga in a casket. You know, so like, I don't get that. I don't get that. That statement is just straight up untrue. These days, or even another example where he was standing under that little sonic ray, and he told Captain America, he was like, hey big dog, this ain't what you want, leave me alone. And he basically went, nah bro, I gotta stop you. This nigga took one step forward, and that little sonic blast came from the roof, and he was like, ah, and he got ambushed. A tactical genius wouldn't have did some shit like that. So like, if you don't have the critical thinking skills to recognize tactical thinking, you're the problem. Because it was all over this movie where he was showing his hyper intelligence. If you're not ironically intelligent enough to notice that, hey bro, I got news for you. And ironically, this beat is playing. Look at the name of this beat. That's you. That's you. You're staying dumb. You're staying dumb. You're a fucking idiot if you believe that. And the major grudge against President Ross, that's the idea. He's a man who can calculate probabilities and plan for anything, yet he routinely seems to leave Captain America out of his equations. What? All of his equations were about Captain America. Like, you stupid motherfucker, he still got what he wanted. He told you right before he got arrested, he said, he literally went, hey, in order for my plan to work, I gotta get arrested. He literally said that. And what was his plan? To get Thunderbolt Ross the fuck out of office. He got Thunderbolt Ross out of office. The only thing he was wrong about is if Captain America would die in the process. Everything else he was 100% right about. Well, and then the end credit scene where he was like, oh, the worlds are gonna collide. We know he's gonna be right about that because of Avengers Doomsday and all that stuff that's coming up. So it's like, bro, he is 100% right about everything except him betting that Cap would die. That's it. Everything else, he was right about. He's a man who can calculate. Blah, blah. We're meant to believe that. Blah, blah, blah. We're also confused as to why Stearns willingly turns himself in at the climax of the film. Why did he have to give up his freedom in order to carry his final master stroke against Ross? Let niggas build up to something in the future, bruh. We waited. When did Hulk come out? 2008. Either 2008 or 2009. So 2008 to 18, that's 10 years. 8 to 10 or 8 to 20, that's 2 years. And then another 5 years. We waited 17 years to have some of the loose ends and the original 2008 Hulk movie to get tied up. Let me repeat myself, because maybe some of them ain't here. Maybe some of them are not realizing how long ago that's been. What iPhone are we on? You know what? That might be a perplexity question. Ooh. Ooh. TC can't be touched. What is the latest iPhone? We are in SE4. Oh, SE 17. We are coming up on the iPhone 17. Please tell me the latest iPhone of 2018. And 2018 was only 7 years ago. In 2018, 7 years ago, we were on the iPhone X. We were on the iPhone. Let me repeat that again. We are coming up on the iPhone 17. 7 years ago. And it's still another 10 years to go back before that. We were on the iPhone X. We just now in 2025, 17 years after the release of the original Hulk movie, are getting some of those loose ends tied up. Clearly, Marvel likes to come back to different things to untie up and tie up those loose ends when necessary so that it will fit in the grand story that they're telling. This is a dumbass question. This is a very dumbass question. Like, I legitimately want to know what the fuck was this person watching? Because, like, I watched this movie once and I know the answer to these questions. Like, my nigga, were you watching the movie or were you sitting there making notes throughout the movie? Because I'm not gonna lie, if you say making notes, that's gonna make me even more mad, because I was sitting there making notes and editing thumbnails and shit like that throughout the movie, and I still know the answer to these questions. So if you was just sitting there watching the movie, how did you come up with these questions? This is like I write on the board in the front of the class as a teacher, 1 + 1 = 2, and you raise your hand. But when I say what's 1 + 1, and you confidently, with your whole chest, looking directly at the board, no vision impairments, 11. How did you come up with that? Like, you just gotta be neglectfully stupid to ask some of these goddamn questions. And no hate to you, because, like, I wanted to be clear, like, I'm exaggerating a little bit for the fuckery of jokes, but, like, nah, real shit. How the fuck did you come up with this question? Why did he, not that, wait, where was I? Oh, no, wait, fuck. Damn, I forgot what it was, but still, how the fuck do you be coming up with these questions? Anyway, when said masterstroke was nothing more than playing a record on their phone call to the press, why didn't he stay on the lam and leave himself open to hatching new schemes in the future? There's no fucking way. There's no fucking way you asked that. The first plan he hatched, he did while he was in jail. Why does he need to be free to hatch a plan? This nigga made the president turn into the Hulk while he was under heavy restriction. This nigga mind controlled people while he was under heavy restriction. Why does he need freedom to hatch a plan if he can do that shit while under some of the highest levels of restriction within the country? Within the world, matter of fact. Why does he need freedom to hatch a plan? The whole point of him getting back is the fact that he did all this crazy, incredible shit from jail. Everything he did in the movie is a result of things he did in jail for the last, this movie takes place in 2027. So about 20 to 1911, about 20-ish years. This nigga hatched a plan from being in jail for about 20-ish years. He does not need freedom to hatch plans, obviously. Also, think about it. Where are they locking this nigga up? The Raft. What is Raft? The Raft is the super jail where they put all the super dangerous criminals. As a nigga who is naturally, his superpower is being smarter than everybody else, why wouldn't he want to be around a bunch of dumbass criminals with insanely crazy powerful superpowers? Why wouldn't the leader want to be around somebody like Red Hulk, the Rhino, fucking Dr. Octopus? I don't know if he's in this universe, but you get my point. Why wouldn't he want to be around people with those levels of superpowers? Superpowers that he can manipulate and use. I'm lost. Did we watch the same movie? We're also confused. Oh wait, no, I read that. Story-wise, Brave New World is a strangely unambitious film in many ways. That's hating. And nowhere is that more true than with Stearns. In the comics, Stearns is known as the leader. He's a brilliant supervillain mastermind who can and has threatened the world many times. Here, he's just a guy who really, really hates Harrison Ford. No, he's a guy who hates a person that promised him. He's a guy who's mad that he saved the nigga's life. And the nigga's life who he saved gave him a promise. Hey, if you save my life, I'll give you XYZ. He gave that nigga his life back. And then that nigga just turned his back on him basically. And said, yeah, bitch ass nigga, keep up your end of the deal. But fuck, I don't care if I keep up mine. You wouldn't be mad in that situation? Like, again, this is basic things that was explained in the film. I don't know how the fuck you... Here, Stearns seemingly has no mention beyond wanting to humiliate Ross. Have you? That's such a small motivation for such a major Marvel villain. No, it's not. No, the fuck it's not. Especially one who can see the coming doomsday of Earth. If Stearns has calculated the collapse of the multiverses, you'd think he'd be more concerned with that and less worried about running Ross's reputation. Well, in terms of that, we don't know how this nigga's moving, how this nigga's coming. Why is Red Hulk so much like Green Hulk? Yo, I swear to God, this nigga did not watch the movie. Okay, so for those of y'all who don't know, the difference between Red Hulk and Green Hulk is Green Hulk's main power is that the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, and he has a regenerative factor that's so fast he's damn near invincible, right? That's the Hulk's main superpowers, right? Red Hulk isn't as strong as Green Hulk. That's why even in the movie, you saw during multiple parts of the movie, during the fight with Captain America, he got injured, his skin got cut and stuff like that multiple times. Because the Red Hulk has an insane healing factor, high pain tolerance, and is hard to like beat. But his thing is, instead of the angrier he gets, the stronger he gets, the angrier he gets, the physically hotter he gets. So instead of like it being strength, his gamma radiation produces intense heat. And you saw that even when he was transforming and his clothes was ripping up, you can see that instead of just ripping like when the Hulk transforms or when She-Hulk transforms, instead of just ripping, it burned off his body. Or even when he grabbed the car before he threw it and it exploded on Captain America, it started burning up the car. So Red Hulk wasn't so much like Green Hulk. Actually, in the main end fight of the movie, they clearly showed you how this nigga was very different from Green Hulk. This nigga, there's no way this nigga watched the movie. You know what had to happen? He had to go to the movie, and he was probably on the phone with his shorty arguing or something like that the whole time. So he's just looking at the movie and just seeing shit and looking back at his phone, argue with his shorty on Valentine's Day or something like that. Because there's no fucking way you watch this movie and you're asking, why is Red Hulk so much like Green Hulk? You know what I feel like? Another thing I feel like this might be a person who's still stuck in that mindset of the comics. The movie gotta be like the comics. Bro, we're 10 plus years into the MCU. MCU's been around for the entire 2010s and half of the 2020s. Been around for the entire dimes. Alright? We know how this shit go. Brave New World culminates in an epic battle. This is why niggas don't fuck with IGN. Between Cap and a transformed President Ross, Red Hulk. As Ross hulks out in front of the entire world and becomes the very thing he always hated most. So you understood that the leader turned this nigga into a Hulk because he hates the Hulk, and that's how he built his career, off of trying to take out the Hulk. And he turns him into a Hulk. And you ask, why does he just have a hate border for Thunderbolt Ross? Why does he just not like Thunderbolt Ross? That man was just Thunderbolt Ross's regular op across the street. You just stated why he did what he did to Thunderbolt Ross. Like, yo. Hey, look, I don't know who the fuck wrote this article, but my nigga, please stop writing comic book articles. Please. Or at least watch the movie once or twice before you write an article about it. The plot twist, like so much else in the MCU, has its roots in Marvel's comic book source material. The problem is that the MCU's Red Hulk is a far cry from the one fans know from the comics. No, it isn't. As somebody who read the comics as well, no, the fuck it isn't. I've proved throughout multiple points in this article that this guy is just saying, this guy or girl is just typing random shit. Like, no, it's not. As somebody who read the comics and who is a casual, genuine fan, no, the fuck it's not. In the comics, Red Hulk offers a very different alternative to the traditional Hulk archetype. Ross retains all of his intelligence as Red Hulk. Yeah, because even in the like if you compare the time and a part of the movie where he de-transformed in this movie and went back to being a regular person, like it was way easier to get him to de-transform than it was to get the Hulk to de-transform, because they pretty much got this nigga to waste up his energy, and he basically said, hey, eat a Snickers. You want you when you're hungry, and then he de-transformed and ate the Snickers. Metaphorically, that's what happened. That's what happened. So, like, yeah, he retained a lot more intelligence than the Hulk did the first few times he hulked out. But it's like, what is the point you're about to try and make here and fail? Making him a smarter, more ruthless, and more tactically experienced monster. He wouldn't be tactically experienced yet because this is his first time turning into the Red Hulk. So I still want to see where you're going with this. Also, you're a dumbass. Why are you starting a sentence off with a conjunction? In the movie, none of that holds true. That's why he wanted to say it. He wanted to say some more dumb shit. Again, this is his first time hulking out. He didn't even know he had the ability to hulk out because he didn't know the pills were laced with gamma radiation. What the fuck do you expect? You expect this nigga to turn into the Hulk and be a tactical mastermind that goes and punches the shit out the leader? No, nigga, this is his first time hulking out. He's not even realizing what he could do or why or that he can do it. Ross is every bit as mindless and uncontrollable as Banner was in the early years as Hulk. Cause this is his early years as Hulk! He's even subdued the same way Hulk often was pacified by thoughts of Betty. Because that's his fucking daughter. That's a plot point that they kept from the comic book. That's supposed to be an ironic link. I don't think this nigga understands storytelling. We can certainly appreciate the irony in how Ross became so much like the thing he always hated, but it's still disappointing that Brave New World doesn't give us a more comic book See? See, I told you. I told you, bro. I told you. I fucking knew it. I knew it. I told you. I said this shit like 5 minutes ago. I said he's one of them niggas that still is like, bro, this shit ass. It's not like the comic. He just said it right there. He just said it right there. It's still disappointing that Brave New World doesn't give us a more comic book accurate take on Hulk. These are reimaginings. When you take something from one medium and you put it in another, there are certain things that you're going to have to change because they don't translate well. Okay? Describing something when somebody's reading a book versus a movie is a very totally different thing. Because, for example, I read Ready Player One, and one of the main plot points in Ready Player One is the fact that the main character got so down bad at one point, he brought a pocket pussy toy so that he could have digital long distance relationship sex with another player in the game. And Ready Player One, that's a real plot point that happens in a book. And it's one of the major plot points of the book because it illustrates one of the points that the book was trying to make about a potential mainly VR or all VR type future. I guarantee you that shit is nowhere in the movie. You know how I know that? Because the book was purely about 80s video games, and then the trailer for the movie, I seen Halo. Halo didn't start until like the early 2000s, maybe the late 90s, arguably the late 90s. The whole book was about 80s games. Halo wasn't invented in the 80s. The niggas that made Halo probably wasn't even in college to start making games, to even think about making Halo. So it's like, dog, I don't have to watch that movie to know that that plot point is nowhere in the movie. I don't. And if it is, how did that shit get a PG-13 rating? But back to this. Point fucking proving. It's not like the comic. Shut your bitch ass up. Dumbass nigga, this is a different medium from a comic book. That's why it's different. Anyway. We've seen Hulk as a chaotic rage monster and Hulk as a mentally unified scientist superhero. This was a chance to do a completely different take on Hulk. They did. A battle-tested soldier with the power of limitless strength. Assuming we ever get to see the Red Hulk in the MCU again, and based on the way on how this movie ends, it could go either. We will. 100% we will. There's no fucking way on this goddamn earth that this nigga doesn't appear in either the Thunderbolts movie or the next Avengers movie. There's no fucking way. Because for those of y'all who don't know, he's supposed to be one of the main members of the Thunderbolts. So if they make a whole ass Thunderbolts movie with no General Ross, that's fucking wild. Assuming versus in a different direction. Oh, why did those blades hurt Red Hulk and not bullets? As Red Hulk, that is a question I had. That's the first question I agree with. You get to clap it up for that one. This is the first legitimate question that I was curious on. I was like, you shot this nigga with a gun, but this blade can pierce you? And the only explanation I could think of is maybe because the blade is vibranium, it's actually able to pierce him, but I'm grasping for straws here. As Red Hulk, Ross appears to basically have the same array of powers of Hulk, including super strength and a degree of invulnerability. We see the latter ability in effect where he shrugs off a volley of bullets. So if Red Hulk is bulletproof, why is Cap able to cut him with projectile blades? This is one question that seems to have a straightforward answer. We assume that vibranium is the key variable. Sam's blades and wings are both forged from Wakanda vibranium, making them able to pierce Red Hulk's flesh in a way traditional projectiles and weapons can't. We assume the same holds true for adamantium, which is even more durable than vibranium. Sooner or later, we're due for a proper Hulk versus Wolverine brawl in the MCU. Yeah, that's another major plot point in this movie that I don't think a lot of people are gonna peep unless like they're already like Wolverine fans. The metal that Wolverine's bones, that his claws are made out of, that his bones are covered in, is adamantium. And what were they fighting over in the movie? Adamantium. Hey, they gave niggas an actual reason to watch the Celestials or the Eternals, whatever the fuck it was called. As mentioned earlier, Sebastian Stan's Bucky. Oh, why is Bucky a politician now? That's a question I have, but I feel like they're setting up future plot lines with that. As mentioned earlier, Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes is one of the new characters from the wider McCoo to drop in for a cameo appearance. During Sam and Buki's brief reunion, we learn that Buki is moving up in the world. He's an aspiring politician currently on the campaign trail. I can already hear the racism from people saying, oh, he was a spy? I don't think I want to spy in government. I can already hear it. During Sam and... Oh, wait, no. Why exactly is Buki running for Congress? Because he wants to be the change he sees in the world. That's not hard to answer. What in his previous McCoo appearances suggested that he ever had political aspirations? Damn, a nigga can't want to do better for his community? Niggas always got to run around and tote guns and shoot shit up for you to accept that they are who they are? Like think about it. This nigga said, yo, Bucky, take that tie off and go pick up a gun. Niggas can't want to turn their life around. Niggas can't want to try and be a positive influence in their community with a suit and tie instead of a gun and an uppercut. Can't trust nobody that think like that. I swear you can't trust nobody that think like this, dog. Nah, this nigga say, yo, pick up a gun, motherfucker. Like, what? That's to say nothing of the fact that he's a 110-year-old man who spent much of the 20th century being manipulated and assassinating politicians and business people. You know what's crazy? I said this 5 seconds ago. Before I even got to this, I swear to God, I don't be reading these articles. I said I can already see in the future this nigga saying, like, not this nigga in particular, but somebody being like, oh, he was a Russian spy. I don't want a Russian spy in my government. Another thing I also thought about when I was watching the movie was I was like, it would be weird in general having a president that could turn into the Hulk, because every bill that does or doesn't get passed is going to be met with the scrutiny of, did they just agree or disagree with the bill, or were they scared that if they voted against the president, he would go, I'm hulking, ow, shoryuken, and uppercut them into the atmosphere? Like, that would be a kind of weird thing to consider with your president being able to turn into a fucking Hulk. There's a lot of that, and one of the main things that was like one of the key themes of the movie was about optics versus reality, because sometimes you see things one way, but that's not what it really is. For example, we seen Isaiah Bradley get out the chair, take that guard, knock it, just blah, 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 blah. And we seen him miss those shots that he clearly could have hit. What was going on? The optics of it was somebody tried to assassinate, somebody with clear motivations to assassinate the president, tried to assassinate the president, but he fucking sucks, so he missed. That's the optics. The reality of it, in case, because this person, there's somebody else out here that misses the point of this movie the same way they missed the point, so I feel like I gotta explain what should seem basic. But in the movie, the part where Isaiah Bradley shoots 3 times and he misses the president, even though, like they said later on in the movie, he had a clear line of sight, is because he was mind controlled to shoot at the president, but he was subtly, unconsciously able to fight back against the mind control and stop shooting, so that he wasn't so that he didn't actually kill the president. That's why they said later on, even though he had a clear line of sight, why didn't he finish the job? Because he unconsciously resisted against the mind, started resisting against the mind control. That's why next thing you know, he looked around and all he saw was niggas getting ready to collapse on him. He said, I'm a runner, I'm a track star. And he was out of there. So that was one of the main themes of the movie. Reality versus the optics of reality. The optics of how that would look. There's a lot of baggage there that we would have to imagine would sink any political campaign before it got off the ground. Granted, it's nice to see a film include the character nod towards Sam and Bucky enduring bromance. I was about to say romance, what the fuck? Bromance. We're just not sure what to make of the idea of the angsty, antisocial Buki becoming a grandstanding politician. Whatever happens, we'll surely learn more about this and about his burgeoning political career in the upcoming Thunderbolts movie. Why does Sidewinder want to kill Cap so badly? Because he's in the way? Also, he said he didn't want to kill Cap. He really wanted to just neutralize Cap and tell him get the fuck out of here. But he knew that wasn't going to work because he's hyper intelligent. You don't even have to be hyper intelligent to be able to tell that if you want to do something to the president, the literal mascot of the country is going to come and fight you about it. With Frank Grillo's Crossbones having been killed off in 2016's Captain America Civil War, the series was in need of a new secondary villain character. No, it wasn't. Brave New World finds one in Sidewinder, the leader of the terrorist cell known as Serpent. Oh, wait, no. No, my fault. Sidewinder. He just don't like Captain America. Do you really need more motivation to kill a nigga than not liking him? There's some people that like people that still kill people. Like I don't think it was that deep. I don't think this is. He wanted to kill the nigga. Like there's a lot of reasons. Like bro, I'm a criminal. Why would I want any nigga that's not a criminal to live? That's why he was negotiating with the nigga. Like yo, bro, I'll tell you what I tell you. Reduce sentence. I'm barely going to jail. He said, sure, I got you. I don't like that nigga. Sidewinder and even when they was talking, when he said, bro, you're going to jail, he was like, yeah, I know I'm going to jail, but you know I'm breaking out. He was like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna catch you though. Sidewinder and his team are drawn into the fray. However, Sidewinder seems to have a very personal grudge against Captain America. That's never adequately explained. He admits as much when he reveals that he would have happily killed Sam for free. Yeah, because he's a criminal. Like, what more motivation do you need? Starts a sentence off with a conjunction. Even after Sidewinder is captured and bargained his way, I just told you about that. What exactly is Sidewinder's beef with Cap? Doesn't matter. The movie leaves us to wonder on that front. We don't give a fuck. It's entirely possible that an earlier version of the script delved deeper into the rivalry. Thank God that wasn't the version that came out. We know that Brave New World was subject to significant reshoots to the point to where Seth Rogen's mystery character, rumored to be another member of Serpent, was cut from the film. Is there not? I don't give a fuck. What was the point of Sabara exactly? What the fuck was that? Oh yeah, her. I was asking, what the fuck? What? Bro, what the fuck does Palestine have to do with it? Boycott at Los Angeles premiere? Oh, that's something completely different. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, yeah, I thought she was a reference. Wait, is she a reference to a Marvel character? Cause I remember they mentioned that she was the fucking okay, cool. Yeah, so she's a character. They're setting up her character for something. Cause remember, her character has something to do with like the Red Room and stuff like that. They said that in the movie, so that's the point. They're gonna connect that to something somehow. In the absence of wonderful looking ass Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow and Emily Van Camp's Sharon Carter, Brave New World gains a new butt-kicking government agent in the form of Shira Haas Ruth Bat-Sara. Ruth is introduced as a former Red Room operative who now works as a de facto bodyguard and personal agent to President Roos. She butts heads with Sam and friends at first, but eventually becomes an ally when she comes to understand the depth of the conspiracy she's investigating. You ask what was the point of her character, then you proceed to say exactly what the point of her character was. She was supposed to be another adversarial force in the story because it's really hard to progress a story without some type of adversarial force pushing back against the protagonist. Ultimately, though, we're not convinced Ruth serves much purpose in the greater narrative. At best, she presents another main obstacle to Sam before becoming an ally and fading to the background of the conflict. The background of the conflict she was standing right next to? The conflict she was trying to prevent? They was trying to stop a world war from happening, sparked from them fighting Japan, even though I don't think they want to run that back. You know what happened last time, and I kind of don't want to see that, but she was trying to stop a world war from happening. So, you know, I think she was also off doing that as well. It's as though Marvel felt obligated to include a Black Widow archetype in the film. She was nothing like Black Widow at all, without having much of an idea about how to actually utilize her. Though, again, it's anyone's guess as to how much Ruth's role in the film was impacted by reshoots. Fair. If you say you feel like she was shoehorned in, I heavily disagree, but I understand. We also have to wonder why Marvel specifically... Oh, yep, that's a blind there. My 10-minute alarm that's telling me Night Rain is calling me. Damn, it's really not 50? Oh, well, no ask about today. Ruth's role in the film was... I don't care. What's the deal with adamantium now? I'm not even reading this section. Nigga, we know what the deal with adamantium is. They want to put a platform there and introduce 616 Wolverine, nigga. Why are we no closer to the Avengers? Nah, this nigga's trolling. Because earlier, you just said the movie was about how Sam Wilson has to accept the fact that the Avengers need to come back to protect the Earth. And the first fucking thing, not the first fucking thing, and the next thing that comes out your fucking hands when you typing out this article was, why are we no closer to the Avengers? Bro, every time a dumbass question gets asked for the rest of this article, I'm pretty sure I answered it just talking already. Oh, that was the last question for this article. So yeah, we're about to boot up the PlayStation. That last question, bro. I feel like whoever wrote that article did a very IGN thing, and they just spent their time spouting a bunch of bullshit. Because it's like a lot of those questions and stuff like that I read, like, I feel like a fucking idiot reading those, because my brain goes numb and reading a lot of that shit. Like, my main question for that dude is like, dog, did you watch the movie? Like, when the movie was playing in the theater, were you looking at the screen and listening to the audio, like, side by side with it? Because but again, my final thoughts on the movie: it was a pretty good movie, you know, typical Marvel shit. Wasn't nothing amazing by Marvel standards. Wasn't nothing crazy by Marvel standards, but it's like, we're gonna be alright. You hear me? Do you feel me? Alright? Hey, I gotta do something with the damn thing. But for those of y'all watching on Twitch, just reload your tab when the stream stops. And for those of y'all on YouTube, y'all good.